A staggering number of you are buying a product that should scare the hell out of you. Yet it gets you into a frenzy, almost like a teenage craziness. Yet, it is a must-have product. Hello, I'm Chris from the Scientific Audiophile, and my job is to protect you, not just from other reviewers making really dumb ideas and dumb videos, but also manufacturers making really crazy, expensive products. In this short video, I'm going to tell you how to avoid making the biggest and scariest mistake of your audio-video life. There you are searching the web, or walking into an audio store and you see this. Well, not Sailor Brinkley Cook, but the audio equivalent of Sailor, the AVR. They look like this, and they are marketed in a way to get you to let your guard down. Most of you watching either have or aspire to an AVR in the $1,000 to $3,000 range. And why not? They do everything. So buy the best one you can afford, and you're hoping, like a fine wine or amplifier, that in 20 or 30 years it will age gracefully into this. But AVRs aren't like other equipment. They age poorly. Within a few short years, it won't have the processing power for the additional speakers that will soon be at the top of home theater performance. Most AVRs aren't great as DACs. Many can't apply bass processing, especially in pure modes, or don't do it well. Few have a front panel that can be used sans a TV or a projector. Balanced inputs are also quite rare, and many also have amplifiers that fall short of high end. And HDMI? Don't even start me on HDMI. What version of HDMI are we on? 73, 74? The average AV enthusiast gets a new AVR every 5 to 7 years. That's not what high-end audio is about. A great piece of equipment should bring you 20 years or more of joy. So instead of looking up at that super beautiful AVR in 5 years and seeing this, you see this. So how do you avoid the AVR trap? First, number one, don't try to future-proof. If you have a 7.1 system, don't go out buying a 13.2.4 AVR because you hope to build that type of theater in the future. Purchasing a massive 13-channel AVR before you need it, while it might have all the bells and whistles you could want today, probably won't have the latest version of room correction, HDMI, USB, streaming, etc., when you're actually ready to use those things. And don't think you just won't need those things. Oh, I can do without those, you're thinking. No big deal. Because when you find out that the version of HDMI you're using on your AVR doesn't allow some kind of audio codec or video codec, or worse yet, some kind of crappy copy protection that HDMI just passed on your latest streaming product, and you end up with nothing. No video, no audio at all. Don't think it won't happen. But you're smart. If all does go to hell, your massive AVR will still have this amazing massive amplifier, and all you'll need is a good preamp. Good luck with that. Many AVRs have pre-outs to connect to dedicated amplifiers, but the multi-channel inputs seem to have just disappeared over the last few years. So at most, your 13 channels of amplification might be able to run 2 speakers via one of the line inputs. So you must assume your new AVR will be a massive loss when it's past its useful life as a preamplifier, and it will at best be a stereo amplifier in the future. So trap number one, avoid buying more than you need. The second trap is power, or lack thereof. Sure, a top-line AVR might have all the bells and whistles, but there's no way it's going to properly drive all your speakers with its built-in amplifiers. 7 channels is the most I'll ask an AVR to drive, and that would be a damn good one. So inevitably, you're going to be buying more amplification. At a minimum, I would suggest either buying a modest amplifiers to handle the surround speakers, these guys behind me, or a very high quality amp to handle the front 3 channels. Your front 3 channels during movies will be handling 60% or more of the total wattage needed. One solution to weak AVR amplification when you're trying to drive too many speakers simultaneously is to get very sensitive speakers. Well, I'm not a fan of JBL or Klipsch speakers when it comes to critically listening to stereo music over long periods of time. For movies and TV, I think they're fantastic options. If you notice your theater lacks impact, not deep bass impact, that would be your subwoofer's issue, but something at the higher end, like shattering glass or someone screaming during an already loud action scene, you may want to think about highly sensitive theater speakers if you don't plan on buying high-end amplification. So that's the Scientific Audiophile's take on the AVR, a piece of equipment that is gorgeous when you bring it home, but when your latest thing goggles go away in just a few years, you'll be left with something that hopefully still works for you as you prepare to buy the next latest thing.